What's up, everybody? It's Kenny Cummins here. You're chilling with Kenny C. Hope everybody's having a nice, lovely day. And I'm super excited about this interview I'm about to do right here, right now. I gotta introduce this man the way that Divine Kawama would do it. He probably come at you like, hey, yo, check it, man. This man right here that I'm about to interview right now is one of the nicest MCs that ever touched the microphone. This man is giving you classic material. He's giving you timeless material for all the years he's been doing this rap thing. And you also know him from the foundation with Just Me, giving these young artists their shine, you know what I mean? And now, this man got with Just in 2013, put together this project. And this project has been in the vault for 9 long years. And we're going to talk why. And right now that this project is out, I'm joined with one half of GemRats, the one and only Sheisty Khrist is with
Thank you,
me
my
right
beautiful
now.
brother.
How's it
Thank
going,
you. Thank you
man?
so much. Man, it's beautiful, brother. It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful and warm and kind introduction, my brother. I'm honored.
Yes, man. I'm so happy to have you. I've been wanting to interview you since the foundation. And I
Blessings.
know and I know that a lot has happened since then. You focusing on your life, obviously, just
Absolutely.
and times have a lot have changed in this world since the foundation days, obviously. But here we are, still alive and breathing, obviously, and it is truly an honor to have you on this show, given how much you meant to the local hip hop scene, just hip hop in general.
Thank you, brother.
And to have this interview on this particular week makes it even more special because we're going to dive in on this GemRats project. So
Absolutely.
let's do that. Before we do that, man, talk about the friendship with you and Just. Y'all known each other for a very long time, even before rapping and everything. So talk about the friendship, what it means to you as a fellow MC and as a friend and all.
Absolutely. I would say, well, first of all, Justin is my best friend. Many of you know him as Just Me. I know him as Just Me as well. That's actually how I have him saved in my phone. But he's a very special brother to me. You have friendships and you have brotherhood, and we've always been brothers since day one. We've always challenged each other and pushed each other, and so everything is good there, brother, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, y'all two are literally like brothers. Like every time I go
Yeah,
to a show, he's right there.
exactly,
So it goes beyond hip hop, obviously.
absolutely, absolutely.
So in hip hop, it gets tense sometimes.
Oh,
Egos.
it should be. It
Yeah,
should be.
it
I
gets
mean, it's
real
it's
tense.
absolutely. It comes with the craft. I mean, this is the beauty of hip hop is that once we enter the fray of hip hop, then we kind of make a pledge to challenge each other and to push each other, and that's really what it's about. It's about pushing your fellow man and woman, um, and it's about pushing the craft, for sure. So, and that's something that Justin and I have done, aka Just Me and I have done for a very, very, very long time.
Yes, absolutely, man. So let's talk about this album, GemRats, Hidden
Man,
Gems, the 13 demos. It is out right now exclusively on Bandcamp, gemrats.bandcamp.com.
hmm
You can get the CDs, you can get a cassette, you can get a sticker. And the last time I checked on the page, there's only 2 cassettes left. So if you are a cassette collector, you may want to get the
grab
buying
those.
because by
Absolutely.
by the time Saturday rolls around for the album release, they're gonna be gone. They're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be gone.
It might be over,
Yeah.
but we love for almost every project that I've done cassette for. And so we keep the culture alive by keeping it analog. And so we always try to give the people something they can collect, something they can hold in their hand. Music has become this thing that's um, that exist in space, So to be able to give people something that they can touch is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So with this album, I had the privilege of being invited to the album listening event with
Yeah,
fellow MCs, broadcasters, illustrators, just people that you and just think highly of as far as hip
absolutely,
hop. So I'm
absolutely.
honored just to be in that listening party.
Oh, it was
So
great. It was great to see you walk in. It put the biggest smile on my face to see you walk through the door, brother. Because again, you've always been kind, and you've always been a gentleman. You've always been um, an example of what a human being should be. So when I saw you walk in that door, brother, I couldn't have been more proud, because we were essentially, giving that to the world in that room for the first time. Now it's out now, but at that time, no one, aside from a few people, had heard that record. Mainly the person mixing it, and a few other trusted individuals. So it was
yeah.
great to see you.
That was definitely one of the biggest moments for me. Just
Thank
being
you.
there, just to hear that project from start to finish. It's a well produced album. It is
Thank you.
just an incredible project. So let's go to 2013 because you and
Yeah,
Just
man.
was talking back and forth about the project, and then
Yeah,
once the record was complete, it just stayed in the vault. So talk
it
about
did.
why
So
it's been in the vault for so
yeah.
long, and now the timing as far as having it released.
So let's actually, I'm actually just thinking about this really for the first time now,
Yeah,
um, in terms of like chronology, because very early in the 2010s, we started discussing um, forming a group together, and that group would eventually become the GemRats. But at the time that we formed the group, both of us were actually working on projects. I think I had just finished NWL with Deacon, and I think Justin was going into his project, Tragedy and Dope, with Deacon, and we both decided, when we get done with this wave, let's just put a group together and start working on something to give to the people. But little did we know that this record would sit, uh, as you said, in the vaults for almost a decade, unheard, untouched, um, just kind of for our own aggrandizement every few years when we think about it. And now to be able to, so we started a project. To talk a little bit more about the project, we actually started recording the project in January 2013, and we recorded for about 4 months. Um, and about the fourth month in, and I always laugh when I say this. About the fourth month in, Justin looked at me and he said, "Man, what are we doing?" And I said, "We're recording an album." And he said, "I can't record like this." And what we learned from that process is that especially at the time, we had very different ways of coming about recording an album. And so we actually abandoned the project. He said, "Man," he said, "I can't do this. I can't record like this." And so I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "We'll figure something else out. Maybe we'll come back to it. Maybe we'll figure out a way to make it work for you." But long story short, it actually ended up sitting there for a very, very, very long time. Almost like um, this is being too generous, but maybe like a Picasso or a Monet that was, just kind of hidden in the cave somewhere, and we unearthed it, and now we're able to give it to the people. So that's a long way of me saying the Gym Rats have been over a decade in the making, and we're here.
yeah. One thing I noticed for all the years that I've listened to music in general is that a lot of artists have these songs or an album or an EP that's been laying there, and it just makes me curious. Like, why is it landing? It's just there, and
Yeah,
It's like me want to be Sherlock Holmes, just want to figure things out. But people have their reasons. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe there were some
Exactly.
issues that got in the way,
Yeah,
and personal life got in the way as
absolutely.
well. So looking back at it, I could definitely, after hearing you and just talking about it last week,
Yeah,
definitely understand. Just sometimes it's just not the right time to release said material. Um,
absolutely.
so just props to everyone that's been keeping an eye on it and say, hey man, or maybe lure you and just to releasing this bad boy.
Yeah.
And
Props to Casmeta. Actually, Casmeta
yeah,
is the reason for that. Justin actually sent him the record, and he said, "Man, am I tripping, or do we have a record here?" And Casmeta was like, "Yeah, you guys are tripping. You need to put this out immediately." And actually, without Casmeta, it would still be sitting there unreleased. Maybe never heard. To be perfectly honest.
yeah, shout out to Cast Meta of Scribbling Idiots
Exactly.
alongside with Just for convincing these two men to put this project out, being a fellow artist that he is. That's sometimes that's usually what it takes for one of your peers to say, "Hey, y'all really got something here, man.
Yeah.
Y'all should release this." So I've listened to the whole album at the
Yeah.
listening party, and I've gotten a chance to listen to it to myself several
Absolutely.
times and listen to Cold Lampin'. I definitely
Yeah.
want to talk about Cold Lampin'. That was the first single
Absolutely.
that you released. Shout out to
Absolutely.
Marcus Wilkinson bringing all that soul to
Man,
that record.
beautiful.
So and
Beautiful.
to talk about just recording that with Marcus.
Yeah, there are, and you would know this as when you're an artist, there are some people that you work with that pretty much every time you work with that person that you're going to create some kind of magic. You don't always go in the studio. We're not always in the studio, but over the years, Marcus is actually on a song of mine called Glitter. That was off the OMG project with Divine Karama. Um, he was on Knob Creek um, with Justin and I many, many years ago. Every time we get together, it just seems like we create magic. He's on the Off Days record. He's obviously on my record. So just a beautiful, beautiful um, artist. And yeah, man. So and now he's on Cole Lampin.
Yeah, it's a soulful record. A lot of input on that record,
Yeah.
and the Flavor Flav sample though, nice
Yeah, man.
touch,
Yeah,
nice
man.
touch.
Yeah, we had to go
Um,
back to Flav there.
yeah. So, and just hearing you and just talk about this in 2013 definitely makes
Yeah.
me want to go back. What was I doing in 2013?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know I've already graduated from college and stuff, and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I think I was in the early years of my radio broadcasting tenure,
Yeah.
and just man, just sometimes you need stuff like that just to look back and reflect how far have you come, and just try to enjoy life that's out there, because we got one
Absolutely.
chance of life, and so it's
Facts,
best to
man.
seize it. It's best to seize
Facts.
it and just manifest it and be around people that loves you, that care for you,
Absolutely.
that's gonna look out for you. They'll show you some tough love, but they'll look out for you though.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
100%.
yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, GemRats, the album, it is finally released. Y'all can
Yeah.
stop bugging them about the album. It is literally
It's here.
released. It's
It's
here.
here.
Go to gemrats.bandcamp.com and go listen to it. And I also noticed the album release show
Yeah,
is
man.
coming up at the
It is.
Borough.
Yep.
So y'all actually gonna get to perform these songs in
We are.
person
Yeah,
for the
we are.
first time
For the first
ever.
time, literally. Yeah, this will be
Yeah,
the
so
actually will be the first time we ever perform these to the public. I would say that's going to be special, for sure. Just some very interesting work, and I hope people take time to really delve into the record and you know, I mean, we put a tape together for the people,
Yeah,
and we did it 10 years ago, or almost 10 years ago.
so you got a dope track on your hand. You have a dope album.
Yeah, man.
One of the performers who's gonna be there this Saturday, Kevin
Yeah,
Cross.
yeah,
He loves co-lamping so
yeah.
much that
He does.
he needs to start memorizing his own songs because
Yeah,
he
he
gonna
said
be on
that.
the one getting on that stage on Saturday. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna be watching you, Kevin. You my dog. I'm gonna be watching you.
No doubt. Hey, man,
So
Kevin is dope, man. We've got some stuff too. Kevin and I have we got some records as well. So he's a dope MC.
yeah, shout out to Kev, shout out to 13.5, Wonder,
Yeah,
JK, Lee, Corey Fisher, Fred C, Mr. I'm gonna start calling him Mr. New York now. Him and Corey.
man, you might as
Um,
well. Man, what a brilliant artist, man. What he and Corey bring to the game in general, what they bring to the local scene in general is amazing. I have to give those brothers the utmost respect, because there's nothing but love for those two, and as you said, one hell of a lineup. The lineup is going to be crazy this Saturday.
yeah, and shout out to the Borough. That's my go-to venue since
Absolutely.
they first debuted 6 years ago.
Hmm.
And I've been to all sorts of music genres, and
Hmm.
they've been one of the few venues that really embrace hip hop shows, not shy away from it, and just have these
Absolutely.
shows. So the Borough's always good with me. And not only that, they got the arcade building too.
Yeah, they do. Super sweet.
Reminiscing, the Pac-Man, the Street Fighters, and all that jazz. So,
Yeah, with the boom
so
boxes and all that.
yeah. So man, go buy this album, go
Yeah,
listen to it, and then go to the show on Saturday at the Bird. Doors gonna be open at 8. The music starts at 9. Or at least
yeah,
they're
man.
gonna try to get it at
No, no, no.
9.
We stay. I don't know if you notice this about us, but
Yeah,
we're pretty consistent. I mean, we may give a few minutes here or a few minutes there,
yeah,
for whatever reason, but we always try to be respectful of people's time,
yeah,
and we're never one of those groups that tell people we're going to start at 8 o'clock and by midnight we're just not going on. That's not how we do business.
yeah,
That's not professional. Artists
so,
you need to learn that. When you
yeah,
tell people when you're going on, be respectful of people's time.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Especially if you're gonna do a show for the first time,
Yeah, man.
because people are gonna trust you. Especially because hip hop is looked at different compared to other genres. So it's very, very important to make the most of your time and get out of there when it's time to get out. So, but man, I'm just super excited about this show. I feel like a kid on Christmas morning. It's just man, I've been to a lot of shows throughout my tenure as a local
Absolutely.
music supporter.
Oh, you have no, you have
Yeah,
local music celebrity. I'm gonna go
yeah.
ahead and say you can quote me on that, brother. You know what I mean? You said supporter. I'm gonna say celebrity. Now you can say local music celebrity, and it not seem pretentious because there's an actual quote out there pointing directly to you, my brother. So
You
from now
know,
on, you got to call yourself a local music celebrity, and that's real, brother.
it's one thing to hear that from friends,
Yeah, man.
coworkers, just joking around with me because they see my pictures on Facebook when I
Absolutely.
be out and about. But to hear that from you, I will gladly take that title.
Facts, brother.
I will gladly take it.
Yeah, local
Um,
music celebrity, man.
good
You like
music
quote, quote,
celebrity.
quote, quote, unquote, right there, brother. Like I
Yeah,
said, you got it. You got it
I'm
now.
gonna
Run with
I'm gonna put that on a tweet. I'm gonna put that a
That's
tweet, yo. So,
absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
so go check out the GemRats album. And another thing that stood out to me on the
Yeah.
album listening last week
Huh.
is when you and Just was talking, and you encourage everybody. If you have
Yes, man.
some sort of art, that's been laying there for quite a while.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's best to do it, but make sure you put it. And this is the most important thing. You know, go put that art out there. Just make sure it's in the right
Have to.
hands.
Absolutely.
Um, that that
Absolutely.
that resonate with me.
Well, we
Um,
were fortunate. Could I come in here, or you had something else
Sir,
you wanted to
go
say,
ahead.
brother?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
no, I didn't want to stop you from saying what you had to say. One of the things that we talked about at that gathering of artists from all ilks, whether it be broadcast or visual art or musicians or whatever, photographers, videographers, everybody who was there. The one thing that we wanted to stress was the art is only owed to you, right? I'd like to say that we took a gamble by putting out a record that was almost a decade old. And the reason we can do that is because we stay true to the craft. It doesn't matter whether it's 2014 or 2010 or 2008. We always try to stay true to the craft. And so, what we wanted to say to people, yourself included, was if you have things that are there, you know, put them in the hands of people, and ask people what their honest opinion of that stuff is. Ask people, and then if people say, "Hey, this is good stuff. You need to get this out there, get it out." Sometimes they're going to tell you it's terrible, and if you feel strongly about it, you still have to get it out. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, we wanted to tell people straight up, hey, no art is old art, and that's what we wanted to say here. That's why 2013 demos, 2013, this music that people are getting now has been sitting there again on a hard drive for almost a decade, and it's just as fresh and new today as it was then. So that's I wanted to add to what you had to say,
Yeah,
about that because we were big on that for sure.
yeah, it definitely stood out to me. I just finished my 15th year um,
Wow,
as a broadcaster on the internet. Um,
bravo, my brother,
I feel
bravo,
like as far as what got me this far was the local music scene here in
crazy,
Kentucky.
crazy,
The every musician, including yourself and every person that I've went into has welcomed me with open arms, and that was exactly what I needed to continue this journey. And I won't take that for granted. It's I'm thankful for the opportunity to do this independently. Obviously, do it the way I wanted to do it,
absolutely,
and
100%.
be authentic, be true to myself. I think that's what, and make sure everybody that I interview is comfortable getting to be themselves. Don't have to worry about anything or whatsoever. So, thank you, Kentucky local music, for your love and your encouragement for encouraging me to keep going. I don't know how many more years of this I have left, but I'm gonna keep going for as long as I can. At this point, there's no point of stopping now. I feel like
Got plenty, brother.
there's so much talent out there that needs to be heard. Whether they up and coming or they on their way to billboard success, whatever.
Facts,
There's a lot of talent out there, and
facts,
all I'm trying to do is just help spread the word.
absolutely,
What I
brother.
can. So, so here's another question about GemRats. Because one thing, one of the interesting reactions I got from the album listening
Yeah,
to now, is that a lot of people are in shock that this album is 9 years old.
yeah, they're crazy.
Um,
They're crazy about it.
well, and I've heard it several times. I heard the whole
Yeah,
album
yeah,
because I was paying attention to the lines, the
of
punchlines,
course.
and
Yeah,
name drops here and there.
yeah.
And
You wanted to check the resume to see if
yeah, I was
absolutely
checking. I heard Nick Collison line, and Nick
right,
Collison, he played around 2013.
right,
And I've never heard anybody here mention Nick Collison.
right.
For those who don't know, Nick Collison is a former basketball player. At least I think he it's a
Right.
front runner because that was 2013. It's
Absolutely.
2022.
Right.
So I ain't. I'm not here to question the year of that
Absolutely.
whatsoever. I'm
Yeah.
convinced it's 2013.
For sure. For
So
sure. Yeah. No doubt about it. Yeah. If we'd actually love. I'd love to hear some of the conspiracy theories. I'd love for people to start breaking the album apart. Somebody said to me, because rest in power to Biz Markie, but because Biz Markie passed last year, and they were like, you mentioned Biz Markie, and nobody talks about Biz Markie. That's what one of my good brothers said to me. And he's like, I don't know, man. I think you, I think you added on to this. I'm like, nah, man. So it's actually good to for those of you who are sleuths, we'd love to have you challenge our perspective and uh and put it to the test for sure. But the album was done in 2013
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I truly believe it. I do.
Yeah,
And look, y'all was in the studio. Y'all got the dates and
absolutely,
everything. As
absolutely.
for the hard drive,
Yeah,
probably the floppy disk days. You know what I
hey,
mean?
come on, brother. Actually, believe it or not, that's actually I actually remember having a conversation with Justin because we at first when we unearthed the record, um, we didn't pay attention to dates, right? What I mean, it was just music that we had been checking in on from time to time. But I remember asking him one day, I was like, man, it's like when did we record this album? And and he goes back and he looks at like some of the kernels, from the music. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, we recorded this album from January to April, and that's actually cool, that we were able to kind of go back um and look at those timestamps because I think without them, we might have been a bit murky on the years on that, but yeah, 2013, January 2013. I actually remember starting that process, and I remember finishing it. And by finishing it, Justin saying he can't do this anymore. So oh man,
Yeah, so that was dope, man. And shout out to
yeah,
the producers. We always give love to
yeah,
the artists for
absolutely,
their craft and for their heart and soul. But we got to give a
absolutely,
shout out to the producers: Lo
yeah,
Fidel,
man,
Sebastian, Natural,
yeah,
Tommy, who's
yeah.
performing next Saturday,
No,
Tudis.
no, 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 no. Tommy actually did cuts on it. He didn't do
Oh,
any no
okay, yeah,
production, no
yeah,
production on it. But interestingly enough, he was actually I mean, clearly he was around back then because he did those cuts.
yeah,
In 2013. So he actually remembers that fondly. You know,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
My
But he didn't do
bad.
it. But no
Yeah.
production. That's okay. That's all right. Yeah, but that, he would have loved to have done production on it.
Gotcha, gotcha. So it was Low Fidel,
Yeah.
Sebastian,
Yep.
and Natural
Natural
Remedies.
remedies. Yeah.
Remedies. So
Yep.
Tommy did scratches.
Yeah.
Tubi did scratches as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a well put together project,
Thank
man.
you.
And it's just such an incredible body of work, man. And I've been a fan as far as you and Just
Thank you.
individually and collectively. So, and then,
Thank you.
and it's very, very rare we get to see Just and Sheisty perform these days. But so whenever
Yeah.
I have a chance I get to see y'all, I'm gonna be there. I'm I'm,
Thank you, brother.
I'm gonna be
Thank you.
there, and I'm gonna be. I was there for a few weeks ago at the
Hmm.
Burl. That was good to see the off days and Just and some of
Oh,
the other
absolutely.
artists. That was a fun time. That was your first show since this whole pandemic and everything.
Absolutely.
So it definitely had
Yeah.
to feel good for y'all
It
just to
did.
get on stage again.
Oh, it did. It did. I mean, I was very cognizant of, a lot of my musical compatriots were itching to get on stage, and some of them did, and I never begrudged them, but I never wanted to contribute to anyone's sickness,
Yeah,
especially in a time where we didn't know much about COVID or whatever.
yeah,
So when I took a hiatus, it was not for fear for myself, but it was me wanting to be responsible to other people and make sure I didn't put them in a weird position to come out and see me. So yeah, that was first time on stage in 2.5 years. You know,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. the off days. That was funky. That was
Appreciate that, brother.
groovy. You know,
Yeah.
that's just everything
Couple
about it.
skate.
Yeah, couple skate. I almost
Yeah,
if
man.
I knew how to if I had good balance on the skateboards, on the skaters, whatever
Come
you
on.
call it,
Yeah. Skates,
I'll
yeah.
really be like,
Hey,
who knows
man.
this?
From what I see from what I see in the video right here, look like you got the rhythm, my brother. You tripping? I don't know.
I
Let's
got
go.
the rhythm. It's just the
Yeah,
balance.
man.
It's
I get
that I
that
need to
though.
work on.
You got to be really careful.
Yeah,
One more thing I'll say too about the GemRats project, and I think
yeah,
this is and this kind of goes back to something you said a few minutes ago.
yeah.
That it's one thing to have a project, right?
Mhm.
And we had a project, and we sent that to someone who we respected musically to ask him his opinion, right? Hey, man, what do you think about it? Is this good enough to get out? And I actually, believe it or not, I said we, but actually Justin sent that off. Um, and so, which I'm very thankful for because it still might not be out. But one of the things that we gained in this process, we actually gained the mixing engineer D1. I can't. You look at the producers. It's one thing to look at like the producers or us as the rappers, but the work that he did on this record, with mixing this record, I cannot give a man enough props, man, because he was a ninja. He was a masterful ninja, and he really brought the most out of every last one of these records. And he was very adept, very precise, and I have to give a lot of credit to D1 because without him, this record would not have been the same.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go check out GemRats, the album. It is out right now, gemrats.bandcamp.com. That's the only place that you can buy it digitally, physically, and what's left for the cassettes and the stickers.
Facts.
They will have some merch at the album release show this Saturday.
Absolutely.
Doors
Absolutely.
open at 8, shows at 9 at the Borough up there in the distillery area. Manchester Music Hall, all them other places. But make sure you make your way to the Borough and get a good parking spot because they spots be filling up pretty quickly.
Very fast.
From experience, as a longtime Borough supporter, I can attest to that.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Sheisty, for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you for wanting to do this
Thank you, Brother
interview.
Kenny.
I'm glad to get this interview at a perfect timing as such as this. I will see you and Just and everybody this Saturday night. I'm going straight to the Borough after my radio show is complete.
Absolutely.
I may have to cut it short so I
Get
can
there.
make my way there because I'm
Yeah.
about a good
Man.
3-4 miles from the Borough.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
yeah, I had to
Hey,
get.
bring as many people with you as you can, brother. I
All
mean,
right.
this is going to be a very, very, very special show.
Yes, sir. You take it easy, man. You have a good day. Enjoy the
You too.
weekend. I'll see you on
Namaste.
Saturday, man.
Appreciate you, brother, man. Love you, man. One love, brother. And again, local legend, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You're a legend. You know what I mean? So keep doing your thing, brother.
Hearing that from the biggest legend, that means a lot. So you have a good night, man.
You too, brother.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. That was